Imran joined my one-to-one program, and yesterday he cleared PMP from Saudi Arabia. If I say that this was an easy journey, no, it was not. He does not like to study at all. So it has been a fun, especially particularly last 2 weeks. So why don't you share your journey, brother, in your own way?
Sure. Thanks a lot, Amir. Firstly, I would say thank you very much for all the support you've given, right? Just to come back on the journey itself directly, I would say we started a while back. We did the training, and then it was a complete drop off the ball where I just didn't have the time, whatever reasons and excuses to not study, right? So I had every possible excuse in my pocket. And every time I was told to do something, there was something in place, right? I was on a holiday, I was doing something, family visiting, name it, I had that option, right? And he can put through all the excuses, right? It's been a while, and then we just thought about it a few weeks back, 3 weeks back to be precise, like around the 20 August. Had a call with him, and we were discussing about how to go about clearing this up, right? Obviously, I knew the only way to do it is to through study, and Amir was clear, like, if you don't put in that time, about 2 to 3 weeks, it's not going to be a straightforward one. We decided, we agreed, let's put a foot down, let's start off. And we started off doing mock test. It could be the 60 questions, 180 questions, multiple, right? So all of that. But bottom line was to try and do something on a daily basis. Again, even in the 3 weeks, there was time when I couldn't even do 60 questions. Like it can be for various reasons, right? Sometimes you just don't or not in the mood to do those questions. Sometimes your questions are not getting the right answers and your score's not coming through. So you tend to think, are you ready, not ready, right? So this was a thing that kept on going until the last day. I did keep telling Amir, like, I think we are good with the exams. He kept on pushing me to do a bit more, like, try and do a bit more of the mocks, the random mocks, the overall mocks. Overall, everything said and done, I went in for the exams. And honestly, when I was going through for this exam itself, I had a feeling it's going to go through. You was getting good marks in the overall mocks as well. So because your marks are at par, which what Ahmed is looking for, the feeling of like, a negative result coming through is rare. I didn't get a chance to speak to him like usually he does with the students. And I did tell him, like, he's got his class a day, the evening prior. So I said, don't worry about it. We will discuss after the call itself. So he did say before leaving, give me a call, but our timings obviously don't match. I did say, I'm prepared. Don't worry about it. I'm going to give you the result after the exam as a positive one. I finished my exam. I got my pre-assessment done. It was stated as passed. And I just messaged them saying, as discussed and confirmed, it was going to come through as what we needed. And here it is.
Okay. So yeah, Imran, let's talk about the exam itself. How was the exam?
So overall, if you go about looking at the exams, right, I would say exam, it's all on your preparation, right? At times before you attempt an exam, you just think it might be very difficult. But to be honest, like maybe the questions that were coming through were easy, or it's just that because you're able to do those steps that Amir has always said, right? The 7-step formula, not necessarily apply all seven, but see where you need to put through, right? My initial one was always elimination technique. Like, there is always something that you can eliminate off, and then you always get the best answer. And so overall, the first 60 questions, I would say, were very straightforward, like one line each. One line in the sense, one line on your computer. So it would be about 3 sentences, right? Very small sentences, straightforward answers. So when you do your 60 and you get that positive vibe, like, I think you've got more or less everything going good for you. Then comes the difficult part when you take a 10 minutes break and then they start dropping bombshells at you, right? And then they confuse you. The confusion starts in the second half, right? Which is the 60 to 120 questions, where you're not very confident and you start thinking, oops, now things are going downhill, right? But then come on, you won't get everything wrong. You'd still get some questions here and there that could go wrong. But the tough part comes into your second phase. Third phase, I would say, was a mix of third phase, meaning the last 60 questions will be a mix of straightforward ones with some tricks coming through and play. Sometimes you might not have even seen those questions, but maybe there could be some plugged and play questions where they're testing the users, right? So one or two of those had come through. But then again, if you don't know the answer, put something and move through, right? Flag it if you have the time to review. But overall, I would say it's on your preparation, right? You can never say that exam is going to be easy if you're not prepared, and it's difficult because you were not prepared, right? I would say being prepared, at least to that extent where you feel confident, I would say the exam was fairly average. Like, you can get through it.
Hmm. Okay, okay. Okay. Where are you from? From India? Where from India?
Uh, no,
Where
no,
you
in
from?
Saudi,
No, no. You are in Saudi, but basically from
from India, from India,
where from India?
from Mumbai.
From Mumbai. Okay. So you went even to holidays in between do the training whenever you get a momentum. So I was coming to that thing. You kind of skipped that thing, the real journey, what you have done. Whenever you were almost ready, you just went back home for some reasons, XYZ reasons. So yeah. Okay. How may in which center you give the exam?
I gave the exam in Riyadh Center. Obviously, it's difficult to get seats, right? Apparently, I had got the seat 3 to 4 weeks back. Like, when I decided, like, let's go for it, there was only one seat available. I had booked it. I told Amir, this is the only seat. I don't care of the result. This is no other way out, right? As in, I don't care about the result, meaning I don't care. I need to be ready by it, right? We put everything forward for it. Center was Riyadh. I prefer doing it on a center, like you always have said, do a center. So that's fine. And just going back to your one topic, right? Holidays, that was always there. When I'm preparing, I straight go on a holiday. And when you come back from holiday, you're again zero. Trust me, you can never think you're ready because you go back to zero. So that's how and why it always went through that stage, right? And I always was in the dilemma, should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? But this time there was no holiday, there was no excuse. I just wanted it out of the way, not because it's now a pressure, but it's a good certificate to have, right? And because you have invested time on it, you might as well give the result to your coach as well as yourself to appreciate this. So yeah,
Hmm. Okay. Coming back to the exam, how many drag and drop questions were there?
I had 5 drag and drop, 3 straightforward, 2 can make you go like make you lose sleep. You just won't know what to do with those 2. So there were 2 that were completely like they'll confuse you to the core.
Hmm.
And 3 were straightforward if you know power, interest, grid, and stuff like that. There were some straightforward ones on that.
Hmm. Okay.
So
Okay. So I really like Imran, one of the things in that throughout the journey, no matter how hard I was, you was always optimistic. You were always gracious towards the life, taking it as it was coming to you. So that was a very beautiful thing that we had this throughout the journey. So really proud of you having. What advice you would give to those people who are preparing for the PMP in upcoming months? How they should do that?
I would say if you are starting, so obviously the day I was about to start or give my exam a day prior, you started the training of a new class for September, right? I would say the minute you start the classes, do your 6 days of classes, whatever the total hours go to, start preparing for your exams and appear it in the next 4 weeks. The longer you drag, the longer the pressure on your head, on your heart to try and get this done, and the longer you drag, the less confident you are of getting through, right? So if you are ready, I personally would say a 4 week time, like you always say, Ahmed, like 4 to 6 weeks. I won't even say 6 weeks for anyone. Do your 1 week of classes, go for 3 to 4 weeks of your mocks and prepare yourself. Attempt the exam, you will clear. Now, if you really are aiming for success with all about targets and stuff, again, in the end, it's individual choices, right? I haven't got mine as yet, so I don't know where I belong to. But in the end, your result is always about pass and fail, right? If you are really going through for a certificate, go for it. 3 weeks of study with exams should be good, as Amir always says. 4 to 6 weeks is where your bare minimum should be. Do not drag, or you're only going to contemplate of attempting it.
Hmm. Thank you very much. And at the end of the day, consistency, consistency, and consistency, and then little bit more consistency is
Yeah, absolutely. And it just gives you more confidence, right? So once you do this, right, your mind start thinking like, okay, why did I drag it for that long? It wasn't, it's okay, you need to prepare, right? But once you prepared, you've got it. Now I've started thinking, what next? To be honest, I'm thinking, and then I was going to speak to you, maybe not on the call, but my mind is like, I think I'm in that zone of studying. So maybe there is something next I can ask
let's
you for.
let's let's enjoy that.
That's a separate thing. Exactly.
Yeah, let's enjoy that moment. I'm not gonna teach you probably quickly right now. You took a lot of my time. But
No, no, but I
yeah,
apologize. I
no, no,
apologize
no,
for that.
no.
I
There is
think
no need to
honestly,
apologize. There was always, and you see, as I was saying, I'm a person. Look at the goal, go for it, and get that thing done. But I really loved the positive side that you take for the life, the positive side that you go for the life, the positive side that you take. Okay, this is the thing, and I need to see how I can go for the life and work into that way. So I really appreciate the way how you do the things in life. I really appreciate that. Okay, so do send me your picture. Do send me your picture. I would like to. I will put it immediately on uh, to share your knowledge, to share your lessons with other, to motivate other people how they can get things done. Do share that. And in addition to that, try to make few questions for PMP. I will be using them for PMP marathon. Okay, I will be
sure,
using
sure,
them for
sure.
PMP marathon. Okay,
Absolutely. And just if in case I can add
good,
just one small bit, right? The
good,
community
good,
that you built on WhatsApp,
good.
the community you've built on WhatsApp with all the 800,000-900,000 people on there, right? I would
Mhm.
say to everyone, whoever is there, okay, I never really took active interest or part in that, obviously for various reasons. But I'll say anybody who wants to do it and wants to learn, put your questions. The people are there to help you, support you. Don't really wait for Amir sir to respond or anyone specific to respond. Go for it, attempt it, even if it's a silly question or answer. Ask. It's no harm. Nobody's going to laugh. But the thing is, it helps eventually build your confidence about what the issues are, what the concerns can be, and then go for it. So that WhatsApp group is very important. Take advantage of it. So it's wonderful what you're doing. Continue doing what you do best. And inshallah, yeah, let's see how we go through with the next steps once we discuss separately.
Thank you very much, and I wish you best of luck.